Councilwoman Quayle.
Here.
Councilman Brooks. And Councilman Wilson.
Present.
And myself, present. And before we get into the agenda formally, we're going to go ahead and take an opportunity to sort of break up the mayor's report into about 2 different sections. So Mayor, I know you had a few things that you wanted to do tonight. If you want to go ahead and take care of your first item.
Good evening to everyone. We would like to thank you for actually coming out to our council meeting tonight. We have a fantastic agenda. It's pretty crowded, but we wanted to make sure that we reward our kids who participated in the Black History Month art contest. So we had the contest for grades 3, 4, and 5. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and present those fire tablets and certificates so that they can hurry up and get out of here and get ready for school.
Hey,
Brandon got the wireless mic.
can we get you on the mic?
So I'm just going to go ahead and go with our winners. For the 3rd grade from Irondale Community School, our winner is Jaquay Page. Jaquay, I want to give you this certificate here, and also you can stay here with me for a hot second, but you just want to take your gift. But I want to let you know that you got a fire tablet, and you also have a case to go with your fire tablet. So if you just turn the camera right there. Which one is his?
Right there in the middle. You want to stand right there by your heart? Stand right there. That's perfect. All right, big smile. Great job.
Thank you. Our winner for the 4th grade is also from Irondale Community School, and the winner is Jaden Daughtry. Doherty. Jaden. Jaden, we want to thank you for entering into the contest, being the winner for the 4th grade. We have a certificate for you, as well as a fire tablet with a case. So we hope you enjoy yourself when you get home tonight. Right, Mom and Dad? Which one is it?
The very far left. The red.
All right.
That's perfect. You want to hold up the certificate? Great.
I'm keeping you here. I'm trying to keep one for myself. And our final winner is also from Irondale Community School, and it is Cash Pippins. Cash, I'm going to give you your certificate. I'll hold your fire tablet as well as your case, unless you want me to take it home with me. I don't think you want me to do that, so we'll stand in front of your picture right there. I'll get on this side.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Cash. And if you all would like to vacate the room, unless you want to stay around for a wonderful council meeting that we're getting ready to have tonight, you're more than welcome to leave.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll text you pictures when I have it.
We'll take a moment. Okay. Mayor, Bobby Joe's gonna take a picture real quick with someone.
Oh, okay.
And then, as far as we're concerned, we'll just give the room a few moments to clear out. We got it.
Lieutenant, if some of the big people want to come into the room now, you can let them come in.
You got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, whoever the big people are, there you go.
I mean big in size.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. The adult people, my age.
Voting age is.
All right, we'll go ahead and pick up where we left off. For those who were with us momentarily, we appreciate the contribution, and thank you for running the contest, Mayor. For everybody that's just joined us, welcome to our meeting tonight. We've already done our roll call. Our next agenda item would be to go ahead and approve the minutes. We have two sets of minutes to approve. One from February the 3rd and the other from February the 17th. So I'd like to go ahead and take them separately if we could. So in regards to the minutes from February 3rd, we have a motion for approval. Yes.
Council President Buddy, I noticed on the February 3rd minutes that it showed Councilman London is absent, but he was present in the virtual meeting.
I know he's listed in the absent column, but it does say entered the meeting via Zoom.
Okay.
Thank you for that clarification. Any other questions around the minutes around February the 3rd? Okay. May we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that the minutes dated February 3rd be approved.
Have a second?
Second.
Outstanding. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Moving on to the next set of minutes, may we have a motion for the approval of the minutes from February 17th?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the council meeting on February the 17th, 2021.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No abstentions? Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. All right. Moving on to our next agenda item would be the approval for current bills for payment. Would we have a motion for that?
I'll make a motion that we approve the current bills for payment in the amount of $247,635.96.
Second on that? Second by Councilman London. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstained. Now we find ourselves looking for any professional or consultant reports. Okay. That being said, Mayor, we now find ourselves back to you. Would you like to finish your report?
Yes, I'll go ahead and finish my report. And at the end of my report, I'm going to invite Miss Mary M. Helmer Worth from CMS. She's the president for the state coordinator for Main Street, Alabama, to come and speak to the council about how Main Street can play a significant role in helping us to be able to develop our downtown in the future. So I just have a few things. I'm going to go through these pretty quick. It's like, if you remember seeing Chris Berman on ESPN, and it's called the 2-minute drill, well, this is going to be the Irondale Mayor's 2-minute drill. So I'm just going to hit the highlights. If anybody have any questions, you can send me an email or give me a call. We can talk about it in more detail. February 23rd, we had Coffee with the Mayor. It was a wonderful event. We had about 15 to 16 individuals that showed up to be able to drink coffee and eat Krispy Kreme donuts and to be able to solve some of the problems in the city of Irondale. We had a food drive for the month of February. We gave out 450 boxes of food, and we're going to have the same drive twice for the month of March, on the 13th and the 27th in front of City Hall at 9 o'clock. And I would just like to thank everybody that came out and participated in helping us to be able to give those boxes out on the month of February. Also on Sunday, if you don't have anything else better to do, I will be broadcasting the Message with the Mayor March 7th, 2021, 6 p.m. on Facebook. On March the 9th, we're having a court amnesty day here in the courtroom. It'll be from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and also from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. I just briefly want to talk about recycling. I know it's a big issue about cardboard being picked up on Monday, but we do not pick up cardboard if it's wet because it contaminates the whole load. So we're just asking everyone to be patient with us as we work through this. I'm in the process of trying to revamp our recycling program, hopefully to be able to provide homes that participate in the process with a 65-gallon recycling can, which allows you to be able to tear up the cardboard, throw it in there. You have something on top of it so we don't have to worry about it getting wet and contaminating the whole pile. Also, if you would like to sign up for the insert of the newsletter that we have in the water bill, because some people say they don't read their water bill, we'll open it up. We have a button on the city website homepage that will allow you to go ahead and sign up for that. Also, if you want to schedule a meeting with the mayor, you can go to the mayor's page and you can sign up there by just putting in your information, and Ms. Lee Allison will get with you to be able to confirm your appointment. Also, I wanted to thank our fire chief. He's also we didn't know that we had a tech geek that was a fire chief at the same time. So Chief McDaniel has really enjoyed the installation of the camera and everything that we're doing to be able to broadcast tonight from the city's web page, or at least that you can go into YouTube, Zoom, and all of those things. So I'd like to thank him for all of the hard work that he's put in. I came here yesterday. He almost scared me to death because I just saw some legs sticking from up under the desk, and he was in here changing out all of the microphones. And last but not least, this has nothing to do with being the mayor, but it has more to do with being a proud parent. So I would like to let everybody know that our son, Christian Stewart, entered the 1,000 point club at Birmingham Southern College on Saturday with a 12 rebound performance. So there are very few individuals that are in the 1,000 point club. So I just wanted to give him a shout out as being the mayor, but also as being his dad. So Christian, we would just want to thank you for such a wonderful accomplishment. Now I think he will let me in the house since I've actually made that announcement. So we're just very, very proud of him. He's had a wonderful career there. He's actually exceeded his dad when it comes to playing basketball. So we're very proud of him. So that's all I have, Council President Spivey, and turn it over to you.
Thank
Well,
you.
I'm sorry, I will invite, I'm sorry, Ms. Mary, to come and to give us a presentation on the Main Street, what it means to be a Main Street city and all of the wonderful things that they can help us with to develop our downtown area.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate the time tonight. Can you hear me? I've got a little, okay, good, because I've got a little page thing underneath it. That seems to help a little bit. As Mayor said, I'm Mary Helmer-Worth. I'm with the Main Street program here in Alabama. Main Street is a 40-year-old model that works across the United States to revitalize downtowns and neighborhood commercial districts. We've been doing this a long time in a lot of different states, and it can be successful in every community we work in if the community is willing to work it. So that's always my main preach is it'll work if you want to work the particular program. We work in 4 points. Organization is about getting everybody singing out of the same songbook. So how do we get both the public and the private side to agree that we need to do something within your most unique district in your community that identifies you as Irondale. The second one is design. It is about your buildings. It is about your streetscape, what you've got going on with the platforms so you can view the trains, all that kind of, it's all about that. But it's also about entrances. It's about plants and trees, all of those kinds of things, everything visual that lies in the design realm. Promotion is to bring people back. Please let us all have shots by the end of May like they're saying we're going to, so we can get back to some sort of normalcy all over the United States. But promotion is meant to bring people back into the district. And it's that opportunity to sell the district as a place to live, work, and play. So there's opportunities to have people who don't live in the district, but also people from the outside. I was a local Main Street director myself for 10 years, and I remember having a big event in my community and listening to the people as they walked by going, I had no idea all this was here. And they lived there. They lived in our community, but they had never come downtown, except maybe to go to the city hall to pay the water bill or whatever, but they hadn't really done anything else. And then the last of the 4 points is economic vitality, and that's really understanding the economics of working with small businesses. So what we work on is understanding how to strengthen those existing businesses first before you look at business recruitment. It's very important that when you do a market analysis that it helps the existing businesses and doesn't always just bring in anybody else. Nothing upsets a business more when they've been kind of the cornerstone for the longest time than when you roll out the red carpet for somebody new and they're going, hey, I've been here for 50 years. So we want to work with those existing businesses first. So that's briefly our 4-point approach. What the mayor and I discussed, we have a couple of different levels of Main Street, is the possibility of Irondale coming in as a network city this year. And network is kind of tipping your toe in the Main Street water, trying to decide if we are a good fit for you and you're a good fit for us. Our offices are literally 5 minutes away. It was so easy for me to just pop over the hill and come and see you guys. But it's really an opportunity to help you decide, how do we organize this? What is the best way for us to be organized as a both public and private model? And what are our partners in the process? So we get to know each other and we get to know who you're already working with and what's the best way to make all of those partnerships work to your advantage. So that would be my suggestion, is that you look at being a network city for a year. It allows us to help you figure out the steps to become a designated program. And then in the following year, look at designation. If you're designated, we offer 3 big services in the first 3 years. The first one is a resource team. So we come in with a specialized group to work in each of those 4 points to really get to know your district and where it needs to go. So it's kind of that baseline, figuring out what do we need to do with your existing businesses, how do we make them stronger, how does the public feel about their district, and what can we do to get those two working together. And from that comes a strategic plan that takes you through the first 3 to 5 years of the program. It's a very important piece. Year 2, we come in and we do a market analysis, and the market analysis is specific to the district. So it's not a kind of more standardized thing. Anybody can buy a report from Esri or Claritas anymore. Frankly, they're about $50 a piece to buy a report. But the interpretation of that data is so important in understanding what it means to your individual businesses. So when we put together the market analysis, we want to be able to have that data help the existing businesses. So that market analysis is important. Then in year 3, we come in and brand the district. So all of those are things that we pay for along the way. Those are services that we bring to you as a designated Main Street program. And that's if you go through the process and are selected as a designated program. So that's kind of the overall. I just wanted to give a real quick shout out about what we do. Like I said, it's been around for 40 years. I personally have been doing this for 20 years. 10 years as a local Main Street director has made me a true believer in how do you take a community, when I was a director, with 50% vacancy, 50% vacancy, to filling it up in 7 years. Now, you didn't do it overnight, but it did take us time to understand we had to work with the people who loved us, the people who were there all along first. Then once we got some things cooking, we knew we could get some other people interested in where we were at. So I've lived the world, I know how to do it. We've been doing it here in Alabama as a restart for the last 8 years. So like I said, we have those 2 levels, the network level, which is kind of tip of the toe in the water. We have 24 communities who are networked right now, and then we have 28 designated communities that we work with across the state. So I'll stand for questions.
Does anybody have any questions for Mary?
Yes, Mayor, I did hear, I'm sorry, what's your name?
Mary.
Mary.
Yes.
I did hear Ms. Mary mention that right now we'll be like a network community in the beginning. So did that involve any agreement between Main Street and the city of Irondale, or we just gave a verbal agreement that we could be a network city at this time?
Well, we just talked about the different ways of getting involved with Main Street, and because we've missed the application period for this year, if we become one of the network cities, it gives us a leg up as we apply to become a Main Street city in 2022.
So the network fee is $500, that's it. I mean, there's no long-term agreement that you have to do it. If at the end of the year you go, hey, I'm not sure this is a great fit for us, that's fine. But that gives us time to come in and work with you and help build that organizational base. Do you have the support on both the public and private side to be a successful designated program?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What would you consider your top 3 successes communities?
Gosh, that's like picking a favorite child. No, I can't do that. We have some, I would tend to have you look at ones that are more your size, so it's more comparable. But off the top of my head, I would say Jasper is a really good example of one that started with a mayor who got it, who understood how to get things moving forward, and also a downtown merchants association, and they worked together. So Jasper's a really good one. Our smallest Main Street city is Heflin. Heflin's only, about 3,200? Wildly successful there. And then, of course, we're working here in Birmingham in the historic 4th Avenue Business District and with Red Birmingham, too. So we've got 28. Generally, what I like to do is kind of look at your population and see what's a good match for you in particular. But I love them all, for the record.
Maybe I should have said that.
Yes, yes. But Jasper's closed, Heflin's not far, it'd be good ones for you to visit. And of course, historic 4th Avenue Business District isn't far at all. And we are doing some work with Daryl, who's the head of the historic 4th Avenue. And y'all know Daryl Washington already, so he can tell you about Main Street as well. So.
And then Mary, I'm happy to finally lay eyes on you. I know we probably at the beginning of my first term, I think we swapped a couple emails back and everything like that. So when Mayor talked about this being on the agenda, I was really stoked that he was able to make that materialize and lock that down. So nice to finally lay eyes on you and everything like that, and look forward to working with you in the future.
We'd be thrilled to work with Irondale. I kind of, you hanker after different communities that you've been in and out of. So I was completely, when he called, I think I said I'll be there the next day. It wasn't long. I wanted to connect because you're so close and you're so unique, and there's some cool things that can happen here, and you've got a mayor who gets it and the council who gets it. That makes a big difference. So what I handed out to you guys was our 2020 annual report, just telling you what our economic impact numbers were for 2020, even with COVID. What a weird year. Please don't let that be repeated. But it also tells you what we were doing for COVID relief within our communities. We did a lot of COVID resource teams in and out of communities, helping the existing businesses understand how to cope with COVID moving forward. Now we've kind of switched to doing business post-pandemic. Because some of the things that have happened during COVID aren't gonna go away. So we need to figure out how do we continue to move those things forward and keep people engaged and feeling safe long term. So very proud of what we've been able to do on COVID stuff this last year.
Mary, could you tell them what would be the cost to the city if we became a Main Street city?
If you became a designated Main Street city, our first year fee to us is $7,500. We spend about $60,000 in services in your first year. So we're not trying to make our money and have our program run off of what our cities pay. We know that's not gonna, in the long run, that's not gonna be sustainable for us or for you. So the first year we do the resource team, we really help you get organized and set up, and really that first year I'm in your community every month. You guys maybe more often because you're literally over the mountain to me, so it's pretty easy to get to you guys. In year 2, your fee is $5,000. That's the year we come in and do the market analysis, and we continue to help you get ready to go. In year 3, it's $3,000, and we do branding in the 3rd year. So our service cost to us doesn't really go down, but your cost goes down. And then after that, it's $1,500 a year. So it's not an expensive program, but you do have to have staff. And we want to make sure that the money that you raise, either through private or public, the majority of it goes to your district itself. So that's how we decided to run our program. We're funded through some state funding as well as, frankly, foundations who believe in what we do and want to see Alabama be better.
Main Street, that's part of the what you did out here, the new lights and pavilion.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
This thing's on, testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Main Street, are you part of what we did out front here with the lights and the pavilion? Is that the same?
You may have done that with, okay, there's a little bit of history of Main Street in the state of Alabama. Main Street at the national level came around in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. 5 to 10 states came on as a part of the program. At that point, Alabama was one, but it was located within the Alabama Historical Commission. And it ran there for 20 plus years. And in the late 90s, it became unfunded. And you went 10 years without a coordinating program here at all. So Main Street, as I know it now, was not involved in that project, but there were 10 years with no program at all, statewide program at all here in Alabama. So
Yep.
it's lovely, but I can't claim that.
Yes, the work that was done here was a grant that the city received through the federal government, and it was the streetscape project, which it sounds close to Main Street, but that was a grant that was funded through the federal government. I think it was $250,000 that allowed us to be able to do the work that took place here during that
called
time.
ICT, intermodal transportation,
Okay.
something. We got it way back when I was in
Are you in multiple states?
Oh yeah, well, the state coordinating, yes. We have a national Main Street Center, it's in all 50 states. I only work in Alabama.
Okay.
So.
Is y'all doing the work in Madison, Mississippi?
There is a state program in Mississippi, to Mississippi Main Street there, so I don't know if that's one of theirs or not. So, great program though, Mississippi's really a good program.
Question for you, Mary. We're in the process of getting our comprehensive plan kind of refreshed. How does Main Street complement, cooperate? How do you work with a comprehensive plan? Or are you all working in any communities where that comprehensive plan is in place and actively being worked on?
Yes, and one of the things, we always want to honor the plans that have already been put in place, because we know that you have invested in those, and we don't want to say, throw that out and start all over again because Main Street's here. That's not how we roll. So we want to look at plans that have already been done, but in my experience, typically, a comprehensive plan is very high level and there's not a ton of detail about a particular district. So in some cases, we will try to get in while they're doing the comprehensive plan, and we did it kind of in Calera. Calera is one of our newer cities. We had gone in and done our resource team, and then they worked on a comprehensive plan, and we asked them, can you adopt, once you approve it and everybody's happy, but can you adopt the work that we have done on downtown as a part of the overall comprehensive plan? So but usually it's a paragraph or two that says you really need to do something with your downtown. So hopefully, if we get in ahead of time, hopefully we can get a little more juice on that. Sometimes, but comprehensive plans tend to be very broad in nature. We want to come in and maybe do a master plan that's a lot more in depth on development here, development there, and, you know, what are resources to get this done.
Thank you.
But it's good that you're doing a comprehensive plan, that's a big thumbs up, so.
Any follow-up questions to the young lady?
I do, I'll grab one out of my, I'll hand them to you again, Lance, that works out.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you guys very much for your attention, I appreciate it.
And Mayor, does that conclude your report this evening?
Yes.
Outstanding. All right, let's see here. At this point, members of the city council, the city needs to, might have to bump that font up a little bit. Members of the city council, the city needs to convene an executive session for two purposes. One, to discuss with the attorney the legal ramifications of a legal opinion, controversies not yet being litigated but immediately likely to be litigated. And number two, to discuss preliminary negotiations involving matters of trade or commerce in which the city of Irondale is in competition with other governmental entities in Alabama. Ms. Danielson, do you have an opinion on whether it would be proper to go into executive session?
Yes, I have looked at this and believe that an executive session would be proper here under Alabama Code 3625A 7A3 and also A7.
Okay. That being said, I need a motion to go into executive session. Motion on the floor. Councilwoman Cuellar has made a motion that this body enter an executive session. Do I have a second? Second. Councilman Wilson has seconded the motion. Mr. Pennington, please conduct a roll call vote of this motion. Councilman London?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yes.
Councilman Box?
Yes.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
And myself, yes. Those present are advised that this body has voted to enter into executive session as required by law. Any deliberation between the members of this body related to the issues will be conducted in an open portion of meeting where the city council reconvenes immediately following the conclusion of the executive session. The council expects to reconvene in approximately 20 minutes. At the conclusion of the executive session, the city council will now enter an executive session. Yes.
They should have done that right before.